Hey, what's up guys? Eric Thane here, and welcome to today's video. Today I want to talk about how to sell a product that people actually want to buy. It might sound simple, but you'd be surprised at how many entrepreneurs I think get this wrong. There's this tendency out there, and I totally understand it starting out, where you have a tendency to want to sell what you want to create and not necessarily what your target market actually wants to buy. And that can be one of the biggest mistakes, biggest failures that entrepreneurs make starting out. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. In fact, funny story. So I was on Facebook the other day, and I was going through some of the comments on some of our ads. We run ads for a few different products, one of them being a video editing course for filmmakers and videographers. It's called Pro Editor, and it basically is just an editing course to teach you how to be a more proficient video editor. And it's a really cool course. We did something different with it, so it's unique from other courses out there. I designed it in a way that it's designed to work with any editing software. So like other courses will focus on like specifically how to use Premiere Pro or how to use Final Cut Pro. And I was like, when I wanted to create this, I wanted to create an editing course that teaches the principles, the techniques of editing, not like what button does what or how to do things that you can learn like in the manual or in a YouTube video, but like specifically like how do you tell better stories? How do you actually like become a better editor? And so that's what the course is all about. And of course, in the ads and on the sales page and everything, it talks about how, you can use this in any editing software. So you can use it in Adobe Premiere Pro, you can use it in Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, or even iMovie, if that's what you're using. And so I say that kind of in my marketing messaging about this course. Well, I got this comment on this ad from a guy saying, how could you leave Avid Media Composer off of this list? Avid is the most widely used video editing software among professionals. It's like the biggest one out there. How could you leave that off? Like, it seems like that should have been on your list of editing software that you could use this course with. And people on the internet and on ads, like they just like to nitpick things, and most of the times I won't even respond to stuff like this. Like, I've got a really good customer support team that kind of takes care of people and helps them with customer support questions, or if somebody doesn't get an email or whatever, they're there to help them out. But sometimes there's questions where I'm like, I really want to respond to this. And so I wrote him a response back, and because I wanted to respond, and I was like, Avid Media Composer. And if you're not a filmmaker, Avid Media Composer he's right that it is the biggest, like probably the most widely used editing software in like Hollywood movies. So like most Hollywood movies, like blockbuster, big budget production movies, are edited on Avid, right? But when it comes to indie productions and lower, so freelance filmmakers, solo filmmakers, documentaries, video creators, online course creators, like, the whole gamut of filmmakers in the world, it's like rarely used. In fact, Premiere has like massive market share. And so I know this just from doing like general research and understanding the industry, but I also know it because my specific audience, we've surveyed them and done market research like crazy among this audience. I know this audience really well, and I know from the data that 60% of them actually use Premiere Pro, 30% use Final Cut, and then 10% use something else. So it's like a small fraction of people. And by the way, most of those people in the 10% are using DaVinci Resolve. And then the rest are like iMovie and Vegas and Avid and some of these other ones that people use. So that's what the data says. And so I kind of wrote that in my comment, and I was like, hey, like, yes, Avid is widely used in Hollywood movie productions, but when it comes to indie productions or anything lower, it's Premiere is by far the most used. But regardless, if you're using Avid, this course will work for you. The techniques work anyway. And he came back and he's like, well, I don't think that's right, and I feel like everyone uses Avid, and I feel like it's the most widely used, and like I've used Avid for how many years, all of my friends use Avid, and so it's just like a glaring omission. People say funny things. It's a glaring omission from your list, and I think that. Anyway, at that point, I'm just like, whatever, and then I'm off and not spending any more time on it. But I think it's a really interesting comment, And I think it's worth bringing up because the lesson in this is, and I'm going to be a little bit blunt here, but it doesn't matter what you feel like. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you do or what you like or what your circle of influence or your friends like to use or whatever. As an entrepreneur, the only thing that matters and what you should focus more on is the data. There have been so many times in my business where I have wanted to do things the way I wanted to do them because I felt like it should be that way, or because it seems like in my world that that's how everybody does it, or that's the way that it should be done. But then when I actually do the market research and I find out what my audience wants, it turns out that they want something totally different. The reality is that all of us humans live within some sort of bubble. Okay, we live within our own realm where we're influenced by the things that we're influenced. We have our friends, we have our people, we have our music, we listen to it. We're influenced by the things that we're around. And we have a tendency to believe that that bubble, we'll call it a bubble, that we live within represents the entire world. And most often that's not the case. And so as an entrepreneur, it is so critically important that you become hyper aware of when you're thinking inside that bubble. Because the reality is, like, a lot of the things that you might think are true about your market are really just assumptions. And so as an entrepreneur, you've got to be aware of when you're making assumptions and when you're making decisions based off of data. The data is going to tell you what you need to do. It's going to tell you what editing software people are using, how you need to speak to the market. And the more you can do that, the more you're going to get people that actually want to buy your products because you're creating what they actually want. So if I had created a video editing course and put on the sales page and in the ads like, hey, this works in Avid Media Composer, or if I had created a course specifically for Avid Media Composer, I know now because of the data that probably nobody would have bought it. In fact, my market for that course would have been very, very small. And the people that did buy it would not be my target market. They're not the type of people that I actually want to bring into my world, the type of people that are going to be interested in my other products, because my target market really is more freelance videographers, small production companies, even like video creators or online video creators, YouTubers, that kind of thing. And so I know that those are the type of people that are buying my courses. And so I create content, I write sales pages, I write ads specifically towards that market. And I do this based on the data that I know about the market. And so by doing that, you actually create products and you actually create sales messages and marketing messages around your products that people actually want to buy. Rather than building a product that's what you think the market wants or what you would want to buy or what you think that everybody is interested in. Instead, look at what people are actually telling you that they want. Pay attention to how they want it, what they like about that kind of product, what they don't like about that kind of product, how you can create something that's going to be exactly what they want, and you'll have a buying frenzy because you're actually creating a product that people want to buy. So if you're selling online courses or coaching programs or digital products online and you want to learn how to grow and scale your business in the simplest, fastest way that I know possible, I want to invite you to my next event. It's a live 2-day event called Mighty Offers Live. I'm going to be breaking down how I create offers that people actually want to buy, how we create buying frenzies on our products because we create something that is based on market research and data, and not just based on like what I want to create. And so at the event, I'm going to be talking about exactly how I talk to the market, what questions I ask them, how I bring that information in so I know exactly what to create, and then how I craft an offer that's really interesting to that target market so that they want to buy like crazy. And then how to ascend them through all of my products and grow a business as an entrepreneur in the online space. So if you're interested in getting a ticket to the event, the link is going to be down below. Again, it's Mighty Offers Live, and I hope to see you there. If you have any questions about this video, feel free to write a comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one.